I sat at 500,000 subscribers for like 4 or 5 years.
So what was your next swing?
Quitting added sugar for a month.
So why did we do this? Nowadays, you can't hurl a cronut without hitting a thought-provoking expose on how sugar is destroying humanity.
It's by far my most successful video to this day. That's when my channel that was sitting at 500,000 started working its way to 1 million.
We did it!
Craig Benzine, aka WheezyWaiter, has been making raw comedic videos for the internet long before anybody was even watching. For the first 3 years, he had 32 subscribers. Now Craig has over 1 million after making a purposeful, strategic shift to the types of videos that he makes.
I have to care about the thing I'm making, and then everything you do should effectively communicate that purpose.
And even though his videos have shifted formats over the years, he remains sincere and unafraid to be himself. So I wanted to sit down with my old friend and talk to him about how his approach to YouTube has changed over the last few years and what creators could learn from it. I think what you did with your channel is actually very rare. I've not seen many examples of YouTubers go through such a purposeful, like, strategic shift and have their stuff like completely change and move in a different direction and then have it be successful. That's quite rare.
Yeah.
So I guess, was that something you did deliberately? Did you design that shift? Did you try just a video? Like, how did that happen? How did you accomplish that?
It was somewhat strategic. It worked out way better than I thought it would. But I had the idea for a long time that I wanted to do like a longer documentary, follow something that I'm doing and then cut it together as kind of a documentary for a month. And initially I thought I would still do both. I would still do the long month thing, but also the week daily or semi-week daily thing. So I decided I'm going to take a month off, work on a long video, and internet comment etiquette. You know that channel?
No.
Oh, hello. You just caught me in the middle of doing my taxes. Well, I have time to take a break and teach you about internet comment etiquette. Now, today's topic is webcam culture, so let's kick things off while I go to chat roulette.
My first attempt at this longer form thing was kind of inspired by that, but it was, why do people like haul videos?
Haul videos are when people had previously bought a bunch of stuff and then they show you the stuff they bought and then that's it. I think. I can't make it to the end of a haul video. This is a desk lamp.
I told the audience, I said, I'm trying something. I'm taking a month off. And I stepped away for a while and I worked on this why do people like haul video. It was basically me reacting to haul videos, talking about haul videos. It was much more comedy based than what I'm doing now, but that did better than what I was doing up to that point. People wanted longer form stuff.
Okay, so how do you think about like the success of the thing on the platform and the feedback you're getting versus like making something that is in your heart that you truly want to make? What is your sense of balancing those two things?
It's always going to be, I have to care about the thing I'm making. Like I'm not going to try to do some cheap trick to try to gain views. It's got to be kind of, I mean, in a perfect world, I'm trying to find that balance where I'm making something that I care about, but everyone also cares about, you know? And it's never going to be totally purely something that's just me, and it's never going to be totally purely something that isn't me. Like there's going to be a balance there, because if it's just me, like if I'm going to make something that actually truly I want to make, it might just be me sleeping because I might want to take a nap. You know, I think that's it. It's just like I'm looking for that balance. Because I know that it will not make me feel good if less people are watching, or it seems like there's a decline in interest in what I'm making.
So I'm very similar, where I want both.
Yeah.
I want to make something that I care about. If I don't care about it, I just can't make it. I'm just not into it. And then at the same time, like if it's not resonating with others and having an impact on other people's lives, I'm just kind of like I would rather do that.
Well, I guess so. It's kind of seeing the decline in numbers and the decline in interest in the video is also kind of an indication to me that maybe the thing I'm making isn't that valuable. Even though, you know, numbers can lie and we shouldn't look totally at them as gospel, but I do see that as an indication. And so that makes me think that I should do something more valuable.
And in that moment when the numbers were declining, did you still feel like, well, I really like making these and I want to make these, but my numbers are declining, so I should make something else? Or was it like, people don't seem to be liking these, and also I've been doing these for 8 years and I want to try something else? Was it both of those things?
Yes, I definitely was. Looking back, I think there was a lot of fear involved. Like maybe I just didn't know what else I could make. Like I was like, I'm making this thing because this is what I make. This is what I do. But a big part of me was like, I don't even like making this. But I don't even think I realized that at the time. There was a point where the channel got pretty low where I pulled out my old resume and I was filling it out, and I was thinking about figuring out a new job, but it was going to be something to do with editing or shooting or in production. Maybe that's just because it's the only thing I want to do, even when it's bad. That's why it sucks so much when it's bad, because it's like, this is what I want to do and it sucks, you know? But then I made the switch to this longer form thing. That why do people like haul video also wasn't really what I wanted to make, though. It wasn't like, I felt like I was just trying things. I was just trying something new, and it felt a little mean, like I was making fun of haul videos, and I didn't want to be mean.
There are many, many other types of hauls, and so far they all have the key feature of boring me.
I can be funny, but sometimes being funny requires you to be a little mean, and I didn't really want to do that anymore.
So what did you do next then? What was your next swing at like trying something different?
Quitting added sugar for a month.
I want to have more energy, which is apparently what happens to people. If I have more energy, I'm in a better mood. If I'm in a better mood, I can be more productive and earn that dollar bill, y'all, and help my baby grow up and purchase the best VR system money can buy. Whatever she was crying about, I could pay for it. Money is everything. Bad advice.
Like, it wasn't an idea like, I'm going to start doing health stuff. That was never my original plan. It was just, I want to do something, an experience that takes a month, and make a documentary about it. It was more about the process. So quitting added sugar for a month was also something I wanted to do because I felt like I needed to be healthier. Maybe I'll try that. There were some other health ideas that I had that I might try later. Going vegan for a month, which is not just about health, I realized. But so I just decided to try the no sugar.
And how did that one do?
Beyond my wildest dreams. Like, it did really well. And we got in the front page of Reddit, and then it's by far my most successful video to this day.
How successful? How many views?
Well, last I checked, it was like 11 million. So
Day 4, I was planning on actually shooting some stuff, but I felt so terrible I didn't want to do anything.
And I was really grumpy.
That's why we started on day 9. I felt too terrible on day 4. Excuses. I came down with a case of the want to dies.
I love that video. I mean, I see why that was so great and popular and why people liked it and why it got on the front page of Reddit. There was nothing really like that at the time. Were you modeling that after somebody else?
It came about kind of organically, I think. It was just like, I'm going to pick some days, we're going to sit down, we're going to talk, which was very unusual for me to do something that wasn't scripted. So basically, I got all that like raw documentary footage of us talking, and then I took that and tried to make it a WheezyWaiter video. So it was just like, take this, write around it to make it still have the same pace of a WheezyWaiter video, a lot of jokes, jam in a lot of jokes and stuff.
I want to know if what everyone's griping about is correct. It's fun to tell people when they're wrong. And if they're right, it's fun to tell people that think they're wrong that they're wrong. The point is, it's fun lording knowledge over people. Isn't that what it's all about?
Also, I got a lot of comments about that shirt being way too tight on me. I don't have that shirt anymore. And I worked on it longer than I'd ever worked on anything. And I think it was like the longest video at the time that I'd ever made for the channel.
What was it, like 20 minutes or something?
No, it's like 10 only. I have longer now, but it was long, and I spent so much time going back trying to make sure every little moment was perfect. While I was doing it, I wasn't so sure. But when I was done and I watched it back, I'm like, wow, I think this is pretty good. I think this turned out well. Because I was wondering if it wasn't going to make sense because of all the stuff I did to it. But I did not expect that reaction. I thought that was ridiculous.
And that kind of became your new format, right? Like that video is the template for the next like 5 years of videos that you've
Still to this day, basically, yeah. I mean, I tried going back a little bit once in a while. It never works. Like nobody likes the other stuff.
Going back to the original style of YouTube video.
And as time goes on, I'm doing less planning of jokes or scripting. It's becoming much more just real, like edited real life, basically.
Right. And so it like in the sugar video, when you're wearing the shirt that's too tight, you're clearly reading or you've memorized a script and you're saying lines that kind of propel the narrative forward.
Right.
And so you're not writing scripts anymore as much. You're just kind of reacting in camera and naturally speaking.
Yeah, there's definitely scripted stuff in a lot of videos in the past 5 years, but especially very recently, it's like there's hardly any script at all.
So how does it work then? Do you decide on something you want to do for your health, and you then begin the challenge at the beginning of the month, and you just take out your camera kind of whenever? Do you use your phone? Do you use a...
Yeah, I use a phone. I take out the camera whenever. I don't do it every day usually. Like some days I did. Like we did a challenge together. No, I didn't do it every day for that. We did a 10,000 steps a day challenge.
The coffee, the sun's rising.
Oh, it's a good feeling.
I sat around a lot of today relaxing. Because it's my birthday. It's weird how some days it's 10,000 is like nothing, and then some days like, man, It's a lot when you have to consciously try to do it, but it's also kind of nice. And I told you guys, don't shoot every day, because that would be too much for me to edit. Just whenever you find something interesting. And that's what we did. But then I also went on to do a 20,000 steps a day challenge just for me. China didn't want to do it.
Are you going to do 20,000 steps?
No.
That one I actually did shoot every day with my phone while I was walking. That video did really well, and it's one of my favorite videos I've ever done.
And then when you're not shooting on your phone, what are you shooting on?
A Canon R6.
Got it. Do you edit throughout the month on the way as you're doing it, or do you save all the editing for the last week or something?
Usually I save it because I'm usually working on another video.
Oh, got it. Okay, so are you overlapping challenges? Or
sometimes, yeah, but it's not all challenges. Like there are videos that are just like productivity based or like more informational, not an experience video.
Right, got it.
But sometimes I'm overlapping for sure. Yeah.
And then a couple of years into this, you made a video that was like how I saved my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Can we watch a clip of that? Because there's some really great stuff in this.
That was actually very soon after this. It was like several months after that.
Oh, it was just a couple months after the no sugar video.
It might have been like half a year or so. Yeah.
Okay, let's watch it.
Yeah.
Number 1, have a purpose. It seems simple. Of course, have a purpose. How could you do anything without a purpose? Well, but if you take pointlessness too far, you end up impersonating a nurse and blowing up a hospital, so to speak. Or in my case, your channel slowly dies, you lose all motivation, and you have to soullessly force yourself to make things for the sake of making things. And then you blow up a hospital.
This like recipe with the sort of intention behind each video, the purpose behind each video. That's kind of the main way I would characterize the post-2018 WheezyWaiter catalog.
Yeah.
Everything feels much more intentional, much more useful, much more crafted to help people and to help yourself.
Yeah.
And I guess before this video, did you write these rules first and then make videos? Or did you make the new style of videos and then be like, what am I doing? And then like retrospectively analyze the catalog?
There was one book that had an effect on me like a few years earlier, which was Start With Why by Simon Sinek.
Such a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which got me thinking, why am I doing this? Choose that first. Like figure out the reason first. That mentality really led to this kind of video. And then the second rule, which is everything you do should effectively communicate that purpose. Actually putting time into thumbnails and titles, which I never cared about. Like when I started YouTube, you didn't even make your own thumbnail, which I liked. I liked the no pressure of just having to come up with a title or a thumbnail, just make a thing and make some funny, dumb title and then put it out there. But now I realize like it actually has a very useful function to communicate what your purpose is. So I actually put effort in. I set up some lights in China and for the sugar video. It's the most time I'd ever put into a thumbnail ever. It was just us in front of a white wall holding sugar, and then I spent some time manipulating things in Photoshop to make it look nice, but also try to make it look real. I didn't want to make it look Photoshopped. Since then, that's been my thumbnail template, like just in front of a white wall. Try to make the words in front of the white wall, also not in front of anything else, to make it very clear what the video's about. Those rules were intentional, but I didn't write them down as rules yet.
So you for the last few years, you've really been focused on health and some other things. But like, where do the ideas come from? Do you have a running list of next videos that you're going to make? Where do the ideas come from?
I have a long list of possible ideas. I get some from comments. A lot of people really want me to do keto. I don't want to do keto. I just don't want to do it. Sorry. But like, there's a lot of those buzzy challenges that I could do that are in a list. But it usually has to align. And I'll read articles. I'll read health articles. I'll read what everyone reads for their health advice, and I'll come across things, and I'll be, well, that's a possibility, and I'll write it down. But it has to align with my interests. Like most of the time, I'll write down an idea, but this is great, and then I'll come back to it a week later. I'm like, no, this would be a terrible video, or I just don't want to do it. But yeah, there's no magic to it. It's just, what do I need to improve in my life? Like what's something that's really a problem that I need to fix, and how do I fix that? And then can that be a video?
Again, it's so rare that somebody goes through a strategy shift like this and it works. I guess, why were you able to do this? What did you do differently that other YouTubers don't do? Because so often the platform changes or the audience changes or people grow up and then the YouTube channel just dies. What is different about you? Why did it work for you?
I think, it's hard for me to assume what other people are thinking, but I do see a lot of cynicism around like the algorithm and the tricks that used to work for people but don't anymore. And I always ignore that stuff. I just ignore the tricks. I ignore rules you're supposed to follow. I'm always trying to come from within. I'm always trying to be like, this is what I want to do, so I'm going to do it this way. And that's a distraction, whatever that is. And so just my focus on being valuable, trying to be helpful, trying to be useful. I feel like that is a better metric to look at, I guess, how helpful you're being. It's probably a more powerful metric that we can't measure really. It's part of its laziness. I don't want to care about that other stuff. So I probably could do better if I did care about some of that stuff a little more. But that might be the thing that's making me survive, you know.
Do you do everything yourself, Craig, or do you have any help from a team?
I would say 95% of the time do it all myself. And then recently I've had some help with some editing with my friend Sam, and then I've hired some editors for a few videos in the past. I've tried to get a regular editor, but I always end up wanting to do it myself.
So tell me about that, because I think that's one of the hardest things is to give up editing. It's sort of like giving up writing. Like the editing is the creation, you know?
Yeah.
So what's been hard about giving up editing, and what have you tried? And I guess what made you feel like this isn't working, I got to keep doing it myself?
Well, I mean, it wasn't necessarily not working either. Like they did a great job, and
did you post it?
Yeah, they've all involved my editing as well, but like they've helped with. But what didn't work? It's my fault for being so unscheduled. Like I'm going to work when I want to work and when I'm feeling it, and I change my mind all the time. Like I'm like, well, I can't make a plan that far in advance because I can't say this month we're going to do this month we're going to do this, because I might be more interested in something else. And if my interest changes and I still have to do the other thing, I'm going to be miserable. And it probably won't turn out very good. So, and I think that's why I'm a good editor, because I go back and change things. That's what I do. I just like to go back and change things.
Yeah, I mean, I know it feels like that too. I would say that's probably why you're an amazing artist, is because you do what you're feeling in the moment, and you call it changing your mind, but like you're just crafting and polishing and making something really excellent, which when you watch your videos, they're so well tuned and polished. And no, I mean,
flattery will get you everywhere.
I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. I mean, like I know. I guess what I'm saying is I realize it feels like a weakness or something, but actually I think it's probably your strength, is the fact that you're so diligent and detail oriented about those edits.
I always used to say that editing was like the hardest part of the process for YouTube. But I think it's more of the time crunch of it. It's more like the expectation you have to get something out in a certain amount of time. And then the edit just is more unpleasant when you have that time crunch, because I'm really enjoying editing right now. So I don't know.
But actually what you just said leads me to another question.
Okay, yeah.
Which is this idea of the time crunch.
Yeah.
And the assembly line, in your How I Saved My YouTube channel, you show a machine assembling things.
Yeah.
Does it still feel like that at all? And how do you juggle the pressure to come out with regular stuff, but also come out with quality stuff that you believe in?
It sometimes will feel like that if I'm like halfway through a project, I just lose interest in it, or like I don't think it's not turning out to be what I thought it would be, and I am just not excited about it, and I just have to get it done. That usually happens like halfway through a project. It's never going to be like I come up with an idea and then when I start, I'm going to not like it. I just won't start if I don't like it. But if I'm halfway through and like I have people are expecting me to have it done, like then I just got to do it.
Do you usually push through in those moments, or do you end up like tabling stuff?
I have tabled a few, but usually I push through. I can't remember specific. Though there was one idea that I tabled very quickly, which was someone could steal this idea and maybe do it better, but it was going down a YouTube rabbit hole. Basically, every day just only watching YouTube and letting the algorithm decide what I watch, and just like clicking on that. And very quickly I realized this is not going to be a good video. Maybe someone else could do a better job, but like YouTube isn't like it used to be. So if you go down a rabbit hole and you just let the algorithm decide, you're just going to watch the same kind of thing over and over. And there's also a lot of really good quality versions of the same kind of thing. Like if I get on like a golf video or something, I'm going to watch a bunch of videos about how to play proper golf or whatever. There's going to be a lot of long, very useful tutorials about how to play golf. And it'll be like every day. That's all I'd be watching. And I don't know. I wouldn't know how to react to that, you know?
Yeah. Do you think you're going to be making this style of video in 5 years?
I don't know. I don't think I am, actually. I think I'll probably change. I'm already kind of changing. Like I'm doing more day in the life kind of stuff. And I was enjoying the crap out of doing that. Like I haven't really scripted anything in a little while. A lot of these were a little bit scripted. I've kind of thrown the script out. And it's more fun when there's no script, actually. So I'll probably do health-related stuff whenever I feel like it's useful to me. Like if I feel like it's something that I want to do and I can make an interesting video out of it, I'll do it. But I think eventually I'll probably, what I want to do is like long-form documentary stuff or narrative film stuff that isn't about me at all. That would be great.
On your channel?
Maybe, if I can make that work.
Or just in festivals and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, you hit 1 million subscribers, 2 years ago now?
It's at 1 million! It might go back down, I don't know, but we're at 1 million!
Was it really a slow burn for 13 years? Just a little bit more every day, just a slog?
Yeah, I think like the biggest jump was that ultimatum where I said by the end of the month, if I get 100,000, I will continue. That was like a 30,000 jump. That was pretty big, but that was the biggest, I think. I don't think anything else. I can't think. Well, I mean, besides the no sugar that's when my channel that was sitting at 500,000 for 5 years or so started working its way to 1 million. Was after the no sugar for a month. That was a huge jump. But before that, yeah, nothing really.
Yeah. And yeah, when you think about your life, in the future, making videos, doing documentaries.
Yeah.
What's something that you hope is the same about today, and what's something that you hope is different versus today?
I hope people are still interested in what I'm making as much, but I do see myself being more interested in making things that aren't about me, which is all I've ever been making on YouTube. So I'm just hoping that I can still have the audience on board with things that aren't about me. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Craig, this was amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm honored. I'm honored, sir.